This walkthrough is for the quest Life After Death, and it is a heroic adventure that starts in West Karana. You come in here via Kinos Hills or North Karana, whichever way you want to get there, and you click on that big block of pile of rubble. Now I want to give a shout out to Wilcox M for suggesting this. Turned out to be a fun adventure, lots of fun, and something a little different from the normal grind that you may be doing. You want to take a break? Give this a try. I think you'll like it. I did it with a level 85 Shadow Knight, level 85 Enchanter, and level 85 Druid. But in retrospect, I could probably do it with one. Okay, now that you've hailed Brother Estelle, he's going to ask you to remove 37 rubble piles. And the way you get to these is you can use the find button, or you don't even have to do that. You just go right to the buildings. Pretty self-explanatory. And here's my group here. You want to attack the rubble piles, but be warned that there are spiders in the rubble pile. So it's best to get the spiders that are guarding the rubble pile first. And you can see them if you go around the building. They're in there. But you have to be aware that they are social and they will both come at the same time. Sometimes up to 3 of them. This could be a problem. But if you have an enchanter, that's no problem. You can use the latest lull line, which I did, and get single pulls. Or if you have a Shadow Knight, just send them right in. But yeah, and that's what I do. So they're kind of not that hard. They're kind of like pushovers. They don't proc deadly poison or anything that you really have to worry about. But try to find a way, like in this case, go around the back there so you get a better view of what's going on. And after you do that, you clear out the spiders. You can remove the rubble piles. And it's always good to get upgraded Merc for this because it'll make things go a lot faster. I'm using J5 Mercs on all these, the healer and the tank. I have 2 tank Mercs and 1 healer, and it's just going right through here. I mean, at the rate it's going, you could later on you could just farm experience if the mobs gave much experience. But the way they've set it up is the mobs don't really give much experience. You get the experience after completing the quest. So that is one big difference. But so just come in here, beat them up, get the rubble pile, and you're good to go. Go from building to building. You need to do 37 of them. They have nice loot like diamonds. It pays some good money. You can sell them for some big bucks. It pays for your Merc for sure. At 100 platinum per 15 minutes, 1 diamond should cover the whole quest for you right there. And there you can see we just beat up the pile of rubble. You do that enough, and then you hail the trapped villager, and they get to escape and run off, and they're all happy, as you can see. Okay, so that's it. So just keep doing that. So here's another look at what you're dealing with. After you kill the spiders, you have these trapped villagers behind the rubble, and you're gonna see this. You just come in here and break down the rocks here, and so then you can release them, and that's all it is. You can just use one character. In fact, you may be actually able to solo this character if you have the correct character. Solo this mission, I mean. You may be able to do it if you have good skills, you know your class, and you know how to single pull, and you could take up to a white con, I would say. You will get a yellow later on, but yeah, very possible to solo, and then the experience would be really, really good. I haven't tried it, but there may be a lot of downtime involved in doing it. You can see here, just after you do that, you hail him, and this guy, he's still shell-shocked, so he doesn't get up. He's still in his hiding position. But if you do that with other ones, they'll thank you, they'll get up, and they'll run off and say, oh good, I'm free now. So this is kind of fun. This is something, you know, you don't see every day. So yeah, just free him. I try to make a path for him, but he'll just stay there. Post-traumatic stress syndrome. But that's what's kind of cool about it. It's got a lot of neat elements like this. Okay, on to the next section. After you go back to Brother Estelle, he's going to say, okay, you got to read this prayer over the dead bodies. Now, bear in mind, it depends on which version of this you get when you get it, because you may not have to do this, or you may have to. Anyway, you get this little prayer book, and you can put it on your hot bar if you want. And what you do is you stand on top of the dead villagers and you read the prayer. After you read the prayer, what's going to happen is a spirit is going to come up, and you're going to have to fight that spirit. And it's not too hard. As long as you get everybody positioned on top of him, you'll have no problem at all. So you don't want to just send your enchanter out in the middle of nowhere like I'm doing now and then get attacked here. Well, here he is, a departing spirit, but he's only a blue con, nothing special about him. And this is pretty much easy to kill with your J5 mercs. And when I get everybody else involved, he just goes down like hot knife through butter. Anyway, so you kill him, and you got to go through all the dead bodies. You keep doing it over and over until you've got enough of them, and you'll be done with this section. It's pretty self-explanatory, pretty easy, and repetitive. After you've done that, you got to speak with the spirit crier, and that's pretty easy. It's just around that big hole, and just hail that, and it'll tell you, go back and speak to Brother Estelle. You come back to Brother Estelle, and he's got more work for you. What's going to happen next is some raiders are going to come down. They're going to come from the east, northeast, and they're going to run around. They're going to try to go up this ramp here and attack the villagers. At first you may think, well, I gotta protect the villagers from the raiders, and I can't let any guys go up there. But what I found is that there's so many of these that come, and especially if you're a solo or duo, it's just impossible. And even with me, there goes one, and I'm like, what? He went up there. But you're supposed to kill these guys before they go up, but you don't necessarily have to. They'll go up and they'll attack the villagers, but the villagers are going to be just fine. So what you want to do is beat these guys down, and if you are playing it with a solo or whatever, you can stand back to where Nerdus is, and you can actually pull. Now, the problem here is I thought, well, maybe I can take two on, and you can actually, but look at how fast they come. There comes another one and another one, and just hordes of them come. And see, he just walks by casually, doesn't even notice anybody, goes right up the ramp. So then I figured at this point, I get it. Just kill the ones at the bottom, and you just need to kill a few of them, and then you're going to be done with that. But what will happen is these spirits are going to all collect at the top. So once they do that, you don't want to go up there, because there's going to be a lot of them. So you can see right here, just get the count and kill as many as you kill, the required amount, and that'll be that. Now I also want to remind you, this quest can be different. You may not have to kill these raiders. I did see in the walkthrough online that they actually, in some cases, will go and attack Brother Estelle, or they'll do different things. But all the game is looking for is that you kill like 7 of these, or whatever the number is. It's not too big a deal, but you could just sit back right here, single pull all these, no problem at all. If you want to take a look up the ramp, you can, but that is not necessary. So just finish and kill these, and proceed on to the next section. Okay, this is the final section of the quest. What you do here is you hail Brother Estelle, and he's going to give you a little device that you can use to go ahead and trap the soul slurpers. But I found it's unnecessary. What I did instead is waited at the bottom of the ramp and just killed them off as they came, and killed the 7 here. And after you kill 7 of them, they're kind of like a little evil eyes in a way. They're not too hard, and they're usually all blue cons to you. After you kill off 7 of them, what you do is you come back and you hail the spiritual emissary, and then you hail him, and the quest is over. It's pretty cut and dry. There's not much to it. What happens to some people, I could imagine, is they think that, well, these little undead evil eyes are going to go for the top, go up the ramp and get everybody at the top. But in reality, it doesn't matter how many of them make it up there. I had like 20 of them or so get by me. And I still, I just killed the 7 at the bottom, and I still completed the quest. So that is one nice shortcut. As you can see, one of them's going by. He's on his way up there. And I was able to complete it and get experience and everything. So yeah, you don't need to go up there. Just the whole quest can be done from staying down here. But I was curious. I wanted to see. But you don't have to be. Okay, so after that, just hail him. And I've hailed the spiritual emissary. And you're done with the quest. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this quest. I'm not going to show that part because that's pretty self-explanatory. You can figure that part out yourself. But here's a little look at going up this little ramp. You can kind of see what's going on, and you'll get to see inside the little house up there what's happening and why it's not so important to go up here. Okay, so here you go. They're just hitting the villagers, but nobody's dying. Everybody's okay, and they're just sitting there. And there's 2 raiders in there, and there's a soul slurper in there, but the villagers are fine. So that concludes it for this quest. It's not a hard quest, and if you can find a way to do it solo, I imagine the experience would be really, really good. I went in with a group because I was expecting to have an experience bonus, and experience was okay, but overall it was a fun quest, and you want to do this to break up the monotony and try something new. Okay, and once again, this is for the first quest. It's called Life After Death. Estelle 1. It's in Ethemere Tainted West Karana. Levels are 75 to 105. Thank you for watching, guys.